If you're going to change the story, you first start by changing your state. And we have 3 states in our body.
Hi, I'm Christine, the Regulator. I teach you to reset and regulate your nervous system so you can live with less stress and more joy.
A lot of people may have heard of the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, right? And then the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. They're components of the autonomic nervous system. The vagus nerve, if anyone hasn't heard of the vagus nerve, it's the wandering nerve. It's the longest nerve in your body, the 10th cranial nerve. The vagus nerve talks to your brain 80-20. So a lot of the talking is from, maybe your heart brain or your gut brain on up. So my point is, things that we feel in our body, that's what happens first. So the autonomic information goes up from the body to the brain, and then the brain creates a story to make sense of what the heck's happening in the body. Yeah. And this is really important for clients to know, because they just think it's them. Like they might not this is how I'm wired, or, there's nothing I can do. This is how I am, that type of thing. And the beautiful thing about the science of safety is we can provide tools so people can reframe what's going on and have more safety inside. Does that make sense?
Makes beautiful sense. And you explained it so beautifully.
And I like to say, if you're going to change the story, you first start by changing your state. And we have 3 states in our body. And, we talked about the sympathetic. That's a lot of times when we're distressed and we're trying to get away from something. And then the parasympathetic, that works in 2 levels. The top level, and maybe just picture a ladder. That's the easiest way to explain it without getting in too deep. Okay. But the top level is it's called ventral vagal, but that's not really important. It's how we feel, right? It's when we feel safe, engaged, social, when we feel that warmth, okay? And we have curiosity.
Right.
That's the feeling. That's where we want to be. The middle rung is that fight or flight. So when, we're distressed, we might have had a trigger, like, the heart rate starts getting up. And then the bottom rung of the ladder is called shutdown, or immobilization. Mm-hmm. So that, there might be a little depression. We might just be frozen from a thought, a trigger, right?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, we have flight, we have fright, and we have freeze. Mm-hmm. And very often the freeze happens when we are in overwhelm.
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing is, if somebody is in freeze, we're able to teach our clients how to move up the rungs of the ladder, because how our body works, you can't hop up, you can't pass a rung. Okay. So we know that from a science standpoint. Okay. So the point is, we can provide tools for the person to move up. You start feeling anxious, okay, inside the body. I would go to, and this is something you would do when you're in a comfortable state, but it's really important to write down a list of danger cues and safety cues. Okay. And I would suggest you do this when you're in a very safe space, because it's not triggering.
Subscribe below so you don't miss any of our new timely content. For those who want to dive deeper, check out our popular Radiant Lifestyle Reset, where you can let go of what no longer serves you, whether mental, emotional, or physical weight.